There'll still be some more folks straggling in, and that's fine, and we'll probably walk across. There are seats up here as well, if there's folks looking for seating. I'd like to begin this evening with a word of thanks. You're here sitting in our refurbished, almost refurbished, Yost Center. We had hoped it would be done, and you know, weather issues this last spring delayed construction, and we're not quite there yet. But for those of you who have traveled to come and be with us today, I encourage you to come back again so you can see the completed gym with the new west side entryway, which will be here next time you come. But nonetheless, it's good to be here in the space, to dedicate the space tonight. I also want to start with a word of thanks. A number of people came together to make this happen for us, to give us this new refurbished gymnasium. I want to thank the Hesston community itself, our neighbors close by who put up with all the construction noise. I want to thank our alumni, our many donors who came through to support us to make this happen. I want to thank the Hunt Construction Company that helped us put this place together and Sheltered Architecture as well. And also, I want to thank our coaches and others in the athletic department who for the last 6 to 8 months have been spread out across campus, finding different places to practice, our students likewise. But also, lastly, to our faculty and staff who have put up with the construction issues over the last several months. All I can say is a year from now, we'll forget about the pain of all the transitions that's happened, and this beautiful space will be up and going. But with those words, I want to say thank you to each of you for coming out this evening to celebrate with us in this new and beautiful space. If you turn to your program, they'll be listed in there, and we'll go through the order of worship as listed in the programs.
The scripture reading will be from Hebrews 12, 1 through 3, and it will be read in English, Spanish, and Japanese. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinful men, that you will not grow weary in his way.
Por tanto, nosotros también, teniendo en derredor nuestro tan grande nube de testigos, despojémonos de todo peso y del pecador que nos asedia, y corramos con paciencia la carrera que tenemos por delante. Puestos los ojos en Jesús, el autor y consumador de la fe, el cual por gozo puesto delante de él sufrió la cruz, menospreciando el oprobio, y se sentó a la diestra del trono de Dios. Considerad a aquel que sufrió tal contradicción de pecadores contra sí mismo, para que vuestro ánimo no se canse hasta desmayar.
こういうわけで、私たちはこのような多くの証人に雲のように囲まれているのだから、一切の重荷と絡みつく罪をかなぐり捨てて、私たちの参加すべき競争を耐え忍んで走り抜こう。信仰の導き手である。また、その完成者であるイエスを仰ぎ見つつ、走ろうではない。キリストは自分の前に置かれている喜びのゆえに、恥もいとわない十字架をしのぎ、神の御座の右に座するに至ったので、あなた方は変わり果てて生き粗相しないために、罪人らのこのような犯行を耐え忍んだ方のことを思い見るべきだ。Let's bow our heads in prayer. Dear Lord, we gather here in gratitude for your love and grace. Let us recognize our faith can only endure when our eyes are fixed on Jesus, knowing what he has done. We pray that you will show us the path, the race that has been marked out for us. Whether in defeat or in victory, keep our hearts focused on the journey that will continue. Whether we do better or worse than we thought, give us the patience and strength to keep our eyes ahead on our Savior. In Jesus' name, Amen.
Amen.
Go, Jack! Go, Aaron.
We are running the race, starting pressing forward, going inside, all the slow us down, keeping our eyes on the author and perfecter of our faith, yes, Jesus, beside us, guiding us through, and He'll help me and you to win this race, the race. Since we are surrounded by such a great crowd of witnesses, throw up all that hinders, sin that so easily entangles. Let us run with perseverance, the race marked out for us. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, He's the author and perfecter. He's the author and perfecter of our faith. We are running the race, striving for victorious, going aside, all that slows us down, keeping our eyes on the author and perfecter of our faith, yes, Jesus, beside us, guiding us through, and He'll help me and you to win this race, the race.
Oh, man, Jack. Tilt it up, Chris.
Well, welcome tonight. I know you've already been welcomed once, but it doesn't seem right for me to not get up here and welcome you to the space of where a lot of our athletics happen. And my name is Chris Nocterdal. I'm the athletic director here. I'm going to move around. I'm the athletic director here and have been for the last year, headed into my second year, so I am really excited to be coming in at this time and to be a part of Hesston College athletics and the opportunity that sits in front of us. And not just, and it is an opportunity because we've been blessed with these spaces. So I have the task in 5 minutes to give you some history, some current, some future. That's going to be a tough task for me, I'm just going to tell you right now. So bear with me. So we had 61 years of Lark Athletics. A brief history, 61 years of Lark Athletics. Started with a men's basketball team. We currently have 12 programs now that participate in intercollegiate athletics. Started in Ath Hall, went to Hess Hall, and have been in Yost Center for the last 37 years. And now we sit in a newly renovated Yost Center. So pretty exciting stuff. I'd like to, first of all, I guess, the reason it's good to mention that history is because current athletics, current athletes, current coaches, current administrators like myself, all stand on the shoulders of those that have come before us. They laid an incredible foundation for us, and so I would like to, real quickly, if you are a former coach or athlete, an alumni of Hesston College, please stand. Please stand. Not current, former. Not current, former. Thank you. Again, like I said, the way that we move forward is we continue to remember what has been laid before in the past, and we want to build on that foundation and what that stands for. As I mentioned already, we have 12 programs now, and we will continue to assess what other programs may fit the mission and vision of Hesston College as a whole, as as well as the athletic department. I'd like to take a minute now. I introduced, had you guys stand up, I just want to give you a chance to see the faces of the coaches and athletes that we currently have in our athletic department. And so as I announce the head coach and the team, they are going to walk across here, and you guys will get a chance to see the faces of those. And as I finish the rest of what I have here, they'll stand up there. So, first of all, head men's basketball coach is Dustin Gallion. Yep. And the men's basketball team. Second, we have head coach Matt Gerlach and the men's soccer team. Next, we have head coach Tim Cole and the men's baseball team. As you may well have recognized, that is our largest team of 40 men's baseball players. Next, we have head coach Jeff Jacobs and the women's basketball team. Next, we have head coach Todd Lehman and the cross country and track team. Next, we have head coach Kristen Bell and the women's softball team. We also have the head coach Brian Kerr and the women's soccer team. And we also have head coach Casey Cole and the women's volleyball team. There we go. As you can see, we have a large number of, athletics represents a large number of students on our campus. And with that, again, comes great opportunity. We also have grown in our department, which is one of the reasons why we needed this. Before we had this facility, we have been spread out over campus the last 6 months, but before that we were also spread out over campus in about 4 different buildings. And so this puts us all in one place where we can all work together to continue to create a great experience for our young men and women that are in our athletic programs. Why athletics at Hesston College? The verse that was read, Hebrews 12, 1 through 3, that is a verse that we use as our department verse. And the reason for that is because I feel like it has a great vision of how you can work together as a team and how you need to lose yourself in the team. Not only lose yourself in the team, but lose yourself in Jesus Christ. And if you can do that, you will accomplish great things. Because so often, without that, fear creeps in and it keeps you from becoming all you can be. And so that verse is huge for us, and it creates a vision for us. Again, it only works by us fixing our eyes on Him. And as I think about the future of Lark Athletics, and we need to take into consideration that, but I think Lark Athletics in the past has also been built on those things, and built on that vision. We do want to do things differently, and that is based on, that verse helps us define how we're going to do that. and what we call the Lark Way. And that is committed to helping young people find their identity in Christ, committed to the pursuit of excellence, committed to developing high-character servant leaders, and committed to developing student-athletes academically. These facilities are an excellent opportunity for us to continue to build those relationships and to give us the best opportunity to provide those experiences for our young people. I've already mentioned it gives us a chance to be all in one area. It gives us a chance to help in our continued pursuit of excellence, giving us some of the best facilities in the conference, which will help with student-athlete experience, student-athlete development, and recruitment of student-athletes. These facilities will not only help our student-athletes, but also our students in general. One of the things that is almost done, but not quite there, is our weight room and fitness facility, and which will have an impact not just in the ability for students to work out and to do things in there, but also give the opportunity for students in the classroom to different opportunities for them to be able to gain experience and knowledge in there, even if they're not a part of an athletic team. Again, the last thing that I'll say, and I'm going to have these guys sit down and I will sit down, is these facilities allow us to do what's the most important thing and what I think God calls us to, and that is to build relationships with other people. Specifically for us, with student athletes. We serve the student athletes that we serve. It allows us to help the student athletes to grow as a whole person, and that's really what we want to see happen in our athletic department. And these facilities are an excellent opportunity for that. And again, it helps us to specifically give them a chance to grow in their identity in Jesus Christ. So, thank you to everybody from my heart, and I can't explain to you how much I appreciate you all being here and the opportunity to share with you the current and the future of Hesston College athletics. You guys can go sit down. Thank you.
In Yost Center, which was dedicated in November of 1982 originally, on the eve of that year's basketball season. Since then, Hesston College men's and women's basketball, as well as Lark volleyball, have called Yost Center home. I'm sure many of you in the stands have been in the stands here for years, and we so appreciate that. Yost Center would not have been possible without the generosity of Lyle and Irma Yost of Hesston, Kansas, who were recognized at that dedication service over 35 years ago. Lyle, a 1931 Hesston Academy graduate and a 1935 Hesston College graduate, was founder and CEO of Hesston Manufacturing, later known as Hesston Corporation and today AGCO. Tonight we are in this newly renovated space with lobby and fitness center soon to come.
About 2 months ago, I had the wonderful opportunity and privilege to meet Doug and Connie Dorsing of Idaho for the first time. Doug is a 1962 graduate of Hesston College, and he and his wife Connie established Dorsing Seeds in Helma, Idaho, which was a worldwide producer of high-quality vegetable seeds. Doug and Connie are a unique couple in that they're located, nestled in this little town in Idaho, yet they have experienced the world, literally. Doug and Connie's business took them to places like Thailand, Japan, Iran, Iraq, South Korea, Malaysia, Singapore, just to name a few. At one point, Doug was in the process of getting a new passport because his was full, and when he turned it in, he counted 84 stamps from Japan alone. Doug and Connie not only planted literal seeds all over the world through their company, but they also planted seeds of friendship, hospitality, and Jesus' love in all those that they came in contact with. With this theme of planting seeds, it was only fitting that in 2013, they gave a generous gift of $1 million to the college, which would later be used as the seed money for the Be Greater campaign here at Hesston College for athletics and nursing, which made this space a reality. What, you might ask, prompted Doug and Connie to give such a generous gift to Hesston College? I have a few theories on that. Number one, Doug had a very positive experience at Hesston College as a student. Second, Doug and Connie developed a deep friendship with the late Larry Martin, a former development officer for the college, who many of us here have fond memories of. Larry and his wife Donna built a trusted friendship with Doug and Connie, and through that friendship, they were exposed to the positive work of Hesston College and talked about it often. Third, Doug and Connie are very active in their home church congregation of Evergreen Mennonite Church. With encouragement from them, as well as other Hesston alums from the congregation, several young people from Evergreen have attended Hesston. Some of them are among us today, like Caleb and Laura Nash. Through these students over the years, Doug and Connie have been witness to the positive, formidable experiences these young people have had at Hesston College. So to represent us well, Caleb. And last, Doug and Connie, they're just Hesston people. And what do I mean by that? In my observation, Hesston College students are just extra curious and adventurous. Why else would students from Texas and Japan and Guam and California come out here to this college on the prairie and see what it's all about? They are risk takers. This is why they're willing to take on leadership roles with little preparation. And they are also relationship builders, creating community wherever life takes them. Thank you, students, for being who you are. And one could also describe Doug and Connie in the same way. They are curious and adventurous. They took a leap many years ago, moved away from family, started a business, and eventually traveled the world. They're risk takers. Doug told me that a key instruction he used to tell his staff is that don't be afraid to get out on the ice, instead of standing around the outside waiting for somebody else to get out on the ice. He said that taking risks is how you learn, improve, and grow. Doug and Connie are also relationship builders, creating community wherever they go. You see, Doug and Connie genuinely care about people because they recognize that each and every one of us, each and every person they come in contact with, is a child of God who deserves respect, care, and love. Doug and Connie's generosity leaves a legacy for all of us to learn from, which runs counter to our culture. Success today, or well, I would say this first, success as modeled by Doug and Connie is caring for others instead of number one, is giving back instead of taking mine, and thoughtfully taking risks instead of always playing it safe, and also faithfully following the examples of Jesus instead of our society. Thank you, Doug and Connie, for showing us a different definition for your generous gift to Hesston College, and for your love of the Hesston College student experience. Even though Doug and Connie could not be with us this evening, they will be able to watch this program online. And when they do, my hope is that they can feel the appreciation and gratitude that fills this space tonight. Students, this space is for you. It's what it's all about. I hope you build community in this space. I hope lives are changed in this space. I hope faith is fostered here. And I hope that you gain the confidence to get out on the ice, or more appropriately, the court here. And with that, I'm going to lean into risk and do something that's probably out of character for a formal dedication service. And I'm going to ask you to join me in officially thanking Doug and Connie. On the count of 3, we're going to shout out together, "Thank you, Doug and Connie." So are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Doug and Connie! Woo!
Jack.
Onward, onward, let us go. Mighty progress we will show. Praying that we all shall see, that the truth shall make you free. We have spirit, we have zeal, we have vision that is real. Firm the rock we build upon, Hesston College will live on. Go lights, forward, forward, for the right, toward the goal we have in sight. Working so we all shall see, that the truth shall make you free. We have spirit, we have zeal, we have vision that is real. Firm the rock we build upon, Hesston College will live on. Lead on, let us go. Faith and courage we will show.
That's the wrong word. Come on, Miss Hesston. Huddle up, come on. Just because our best song is a hymn that we sing really bad doesn't mean it can't be fun. Listen, we're in this formation. Classic you. Women, let's make it have a little more fun. Rachel and Vernon, I want you to audible. Let's do some hand sounds or something. Men, we're going to come in the class. Come right down the middle.
Forward, forward, toward the right, toward the goal we have in sight. Working so we all shall see, that the truth shall make you free. We have spirit, we have zeal, we have vision that is real. Firm the rock we build upon, Hesston College will live on. Lead on. Faith and courage we will show. Living so we all shall see, that the truth shall make you free. You free. We have spirit, we have zeal, we have vision that is real. Firm the rock we build upon, Hesston College
but this is my second season with the volleyball program. I have been really blessed to step in at such a great time. There's so much going on. So when I was asked to reflect on what all these changes mean to me, I realized I don't have such a rich history with this space as many of you might. The memories that were built and the sweat that was poured on this court runs deep with history. So my perspective is really looking forward. And what this shows me is that people believe not only in our program now, but what our future can be. And that's really encouraging as a first-year coach, to know that I'm jumping in not on a sinking ship, not on something that doesn't have vision, but something that's sailing towards something great. So you might also know that the Jayhawk conference that we are in is one of the best NJCAA conferences, that many of our teams are ranked in the top 20, if not in the top 10. So as we travel around to these nationally recognized places, there are some really great gymnasiums and there are some not so great ones. So I also feel like these renovations say something to our conference, that we're here to compete, that we believe in the future of Hesston athletics, and we're not going to stop no matter what. So for those of you who have made this possible, thank you for not only believing in us now, but for believing in our future.
Hi there, I'm Macy Murray. I'm Pliny Diaz. We're Hesston College sophomore volleyball players. We want to start by saying thank you for everyone who came out to the dedication and for everyone who made this renovation possible. My first encounter with the Yost Center was when my brother started attending Hesston in 2012. We went on a short little tour around Hesston and I got to see what Yost Center was like. Little did I know, in 6 years I would be committed to playing Hesston volleyball here. I then came into my freshman year, walked into the Yost Center, and I was hit with the weight of nostalgia because I saw that it was the exact same gym as it was 6 years ago. I realized that it was the same gym since 1982 when it first opened. The old dim lighting, the wooden bleachers, the off-center volleyball court, and the red track outlining the wooden floor that needed a repair or two. I'm sure the majority of you people here have their own Yost stories. Whether you were a student cheering in the shaky wooden bleachers or an athlete trying to maneuver around the slippery floors. Being a sophomore, I was able to experience the old gym as well as break in the new one. I speak for myself and for my teammates when I say that this gym has brought many blessings and will continue to bring many blessings to our team and to our success. Being able to play on a center court for a home game with well-needed upgraded bleachers gives us a new sense of Hesston Clark pride. We're all very excited and grateful for all the new renovations and the new upcoming renovations like drop-down nets and the new weight room. So again, thank you to everyone who donated and continues to donate to Lark Athletics. Thank you.
I want to say, what an exciting evening. And when I look out, two words came to my mind as I prepared for tonight. Those words were fellowship and celebration. And I want to just real briefly give you the shortened version of every recruiting call I've made in the past 12 years. And it will be succinct, I promise. But I think if you'll hold on with me for the three main things that I want to talk about, there's a great tie-in of why we're here tonight. When I call a recruit, if you can imagine it, I'm a little bit excited and a little bit loud. And when I get on the phone, the first thing I say is, hey, there's three things I want to talk to you about. And after that, I promise I will be a fantastic listener. But if you can hold on with me for three things, I just really want to accent how I believe we are special and how we are different. The first thing I say is, hey, you need to know my heartbeat. And you need to know what our college is about. And so here's what I want you to know. Regardless of where you're at in your faith journey, on your story, in your relationship with Jesus Christ, just know that my heart, my desire is that wherever you're at, that we will meet you in this place. Whether it's on the playing field or the court or the classroom or the lunchroom or the dorm room, we want to meet you right where you're at. We want to build awesome relationships with you. But I want you to know, before we go any further, that the number one thing that I hope during your time here is that you encounter a real and awesome and risen Jesus. And then after that, I say, hey, let me tell you a little bit about our student body, because they're from all over the country and all over the U.S., and it's not typical. Students come here and they maybe don't know anybody, or maybe they come here and they know everybody, or their family has been here. But this is a place where people are going to love on you and challenge you and encourage you. And I always say this, hey, you'll never hear me do negative recruiting. I'll never say something negative about another school. If you call me tomorrow and say, I'm going to school XYZ, I'll say, man, we're bummed, but good luck, blessings, we wish you the best. You'll never hear me say anything negative about another school, but I must tell you, this is a different place. It's a rare place where people love and people invite and people include far beyond the basketball court. And I say, hey, I think that this will prepare you in an unbelievable way for the next step happening. And then at the end, I talk about basketball. And I say, hey, we've been nationally ranked, and we sent a team to the national tournament. We've got several guys playing overseas, and we've seen guys in Division I and Division II. And at the very end, then I try to be a really good listener, which is tough for me. But I say all of that tonight to say this. I want to say a heartfelt thank you for those who have given of their money, given of their time, and have taken the time to pray for this place. And understand that when I look at our new floor and the entrance fee and the weight room that's coming and the team room, to me, all I see is vehicles. I see a vehicle to witness and to minister and to walk and to love a guy from Houston, or a guy from Colorado, or a guy from Kansas. When I think about our entrance, and I think about that, that is, as a coach, that's my classroom. That's my chance where guys can do critical thinking and teamwork and servant leadership, and they get to apply the most transferable skills that they will use in their life one day as daddies, as husbands, as business leaders. And so I say tonight, what a wonderful night to fellowship and celebrate. Thanks for improving these vehicles. Thanks for making new these connection points where we can grow and walk and love our students. What an exciting night it is. What an exciting future we have. And thanks for your investment in that. Young people are athletes. Thanks for believing in us and being here and wanting to be a part of that. I pray that as we move forward that you will pray for this place and these young people. I pray as we move forward that you will pray that Jesus is at center court of everything we do. And I pray that you will pray that this place, as these young people start here, that they will go everywhere and profess the gospel in a real and awesome way. Thanks so much for coming to fellowship and celebrate with us tonight. What an exciting night. Thanks.
So my name is Man. I played basketball here from 2013 to 2015. And when I think about my time here, there's a statement that comes to mind. It's your time here will be as impactful as you will allow it to be. And so as for me, when I came to school, it was a culture shock. I was like, I've never been around people like this before. But the blessing was, as you put yourself out there, you make conversations, and you allow yourself to build relationships with people to where you can ask the tough questions, you can leave a better person than what you were when you came in. And so the ceiling is high for the students. You have professors and leadership who care about you. And I'm kind of jealous of this gym right here. But it's just a blessing to be back here.
And I'm Grant Walker. I also played here with Malcolm. A little bit different story. Like I didn't start on the basketball team, so I came. I was a student. It's like, wow, I love this so much. I want to see if I can play. And Dustin was nice enough to let me come and just bother him enough, and eventually get on the team. And there's a lot of things that I remember. Even if my body doesn't look like it, I remember running out on the track or running down the street with barbells on our back. And I remember all those different tough times. But the biggest thing that I remember, and that every single one of you guys is going to remember, is going to be the friendships. It's going to be the friendships with Phyllis Weaver, who continues to talk to you after you leave, with Bill Mason, who continues to warn the students, no matter if he doesn't know them or if he does in this It's going to be with your families that come and support you at every single event. It's going to be with the RDs, whether they're new or whether it's teaching or old. So everyone that comes through this institution, through this place, they don't know who any of you guys are for the most part, unless you're from Hesston or around here. They don't know who any of you guys are before you get here, but every single one of them will remember every single one of you, and that's just such an impactful thing about this place.
My name is Reese Nebel, and I am currently a sophomore basketball player here at Hesston, and I actually grew up at Hesston, so I've been coming to games since I was a little kid, so this gym holds a very special place in my heart. So when Coach asked me to share tonight on my personal experience with the new facility, 2 words came to my mind: excellence and excitement. With these new additions to our athletic program, I believe that we can provide an awesome atmosphere and environment for players and spectators alike here at Hesston College. It has already impacted the attitude and investment of the entire athletic community here on campus. The combination of the gym, weight room, coaches, offices, team room, entrance, and the list goes on has allowed our athletic facilities to become consistent with the athletic goals we have set for this year and the years to come. These updates have created a positive anticipation for not only our athletes, students, and campus, but the broader Hesston community. And we are excited to welcome them to the new era of Hesston College athletics. On behalf of our players and coaches, we sincerely want to thank all of you for your contribution and prayers as we enter this new and exciting time in Hesston College athletics. Thank you.
Sisters and brothers, if you'll turn to your program to page 11, you'll find the litany there. There's a space here for all of us to read together, and then we'll also take some turns. Let us start. Loving God is the joy that we dedicate this unique space.
For celebration and competition.
For practices that push our limits.
And for strategizing, character building, and joyful gatherings.
In this space, we commit to educating and nurturing each student in Christ-centered community.
By cultivating accountability.
By celebrating with joy.
And by fostering a culture of engagement.
May the Lord
way lead us to your way, that grace you have so carefully marked out for us.
Let us run that race with perseverance.
Let us run the race with our eyes fixed on you, our Creator.
The pioneer.
And the perfecter of faith.
Bless this space with your love, so that we may show love to others. Amen.
Before we close here, students, I want you to know that the celebration this evening is about you, whether you're an athlete or not. But I want to introduce to you tonight a special friend who's here. And it's someone that most of you probably don't know, but is actually quite responsible for what has taken place here. I'd like my friend, mentor, and my predecessor, our former president, Dr. Howard Kime, to stand up. Before Howard left office, he was the one that helped get this campaign started for us that we're celebrating this weekend. Thank you, Howard, for that gift of that vision. Let's come together now in a closing words of prayer. Creator God, we come to you again with thankful hearts. Lord, thank you. Thank you so much for sending your Spirit here to the middle of Kansas, for the many ways that it has roamed the plains to touch and transform the people who have lived here through the centuries. Lord, thank you for those who have come through the space and for the creation of this college 110 years ago. Lord, we thank you for those who were here before the college, who prepared this ground, who cared for it. And today, Lord, for those of us who are here who are continuing that. Lord, we pray for your Spirit to be here among us, that we continue to nurture and care for this space. A space, Lord, that has brought people here from over 95 countries around the world and across this country. The lives that have come here that have been transformed. Lord, we thank you for the athletics program here and for what that has done for our students. The way that it's transformed them, allowed them to bring out your given abilities, Lord, to be shared for entertainment, for growth, for challenge, for lessons, for learning, for understanding this life. Lord, I pray for the students who are here now who will continue to use this space and this land. Lord, may this space be uplifting to you. May your will be done in this space. And ultimately, Lord, may your kingdom and its mission and its purposes be completed here. These things, Jesus Christ, we pray in your blessed name. Amen.
Amen.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dallas Stutzman. I'm Director of Alumni and Church Relations here at Hesston College. And we want to thank you for coming out tonight. We are going to, in just a minute, take 2 pictures of this very august group to document that we were here and that we did this event. First of all, just a few announcements to go with that, and then we'll get to our pictures. Immediately following, we'll have, some of you are obviously familiar with this, others not. Each season to kick off men's and women's basketball, we have hoopla, and we're going to hoopla tonight. And usually that's a end of October Halloween kind of event to kick off the season. But we said, hey, let's do it now with all of this group that's here. So we'll go right into that as soon as our pictures are over. Part of that, we'll have some great gifts and surprises for all of you. And we're going to get a chance to recognize the national tournament basketball teams, and we have 3 different groupings of those. So we'll recognize those folks, and that'll be part of the event. Immediately after Hoopla, we will have an open house here for Yost Center. You will be able to step into the southwest corner here into the fitness center. You'll be able to step into the office suite. The door is just on this left end, this pillar, cement pillar right here. And you can go into the office suite, look around there. And through the office suite, you'll also be able to step in to the northwest corner, which is the new entrance in the Yost Center. And we're really excited to have that on the west side of this campus where everybody comes, but nobody had to walk all the way around to the east side. You'll also be able to go into the team room here and check that out. We're going to have physical education and athletics staff persons there to tell you a little bit about these new facilities. We'll also have some reverse Drubers run. You don't have to go to Drubers, it's going to be right here tonight. Here on the west end, and some great water to cool off in this rather hot facility right now. Okay, and I should say too that some of our Bel Canto and some others went off to other things, and the Lincoln Perk is going to be open for late night. So take your friends, get up to the Lincoln Perk. Students are going to be doing some open mic. So we got a whole night of entertainment and fun lined up for you. So our 2 pictures, and listen to these instructions very carefully, please. We will have you all stand in just a minute. And we want everybody to kind of fill into the steps area. So if you're able to, step in so that we get a full spectrum of people from end to end in these bleachers. And the first picture will just be your wonderful smiling faces. So smile as big as you can. And Larry Bartle is going to take the pictures. Is he there and ready to go? And then number 2 picture is your best lark cheer going on and your pom-poms, and we'll do it with that second picture. So hang on, we'll get instructions, we'll take those two pictures. So fill in the gaps and we'll get ready to